Hi Pisces, this is your reading for February 2019. Please set aside anything that you're doing and settle into a comfortable posture. No multitasking at this time. We want to make sure that you get the most out of this reading so that you're not wasting your time here. Focus on your breathing for a few moments and settle into a comfortable posture, as I said. Take a moment to check in with your higher self and your guides. Ask them to reach out to my higher self and my guides so that we can create a feedback loop of information to get really clear and relevant messages that are specially tailored for you. Okay, let's get started. The Empress actually flipped out while I was shuffling, so that's interesting that it's showing up here. Crossed by the Four of Pentacles, Devil in reverse, Nine of Wands, the Star reversed, Queen of Cups, Four of Swords reversed, Ace of Swords, Two of Cups, and Three of Cups reversed. King of Rods, the Magician reversed, Page of Wands, and Seven of Cups. Okay, interesting cards. Let's have a look. First impressions. I feel that there's some... it feels like there's some pressure on you. That's my first impression from just like a first glance at the cards, first feelings. I feel like there's a lot of pressure on you, and that you're needing to really dig deep into your reserves of energy at the moment for, like, you know, that next layer of like strength and perseverance that you need to kind of muster up to keep going through whatever this is that you're dealing with. And it may or may not be like a physical type of endurance that you're looking at. It could be something emotional, where maybe it's like feeling a bit like, you know, a loss of hopefulness is kind of making you feel a sort of tiredness, a weariness, like a spiritual and emotional weariness. And for some of you, you do just need physical rest. But it seems like you have a lot of activities to attend to. Perhaps there's also a lot of people that are like needing and wanting attention from you. And your energy is kind of being pulled in multiple directions at once. And you may not necessarily feel like you want to actually be involved in any of these things, but you maybe act so out of a sense of obligation, which actually compounds the tiredness even more. Like when you do things that you do out of obligation and not because you really want to, it sort of taps you at a much deeper level in your energy. Now you have here the Ace of Swords upright with the Knight of Wands in reverse. I feel that there's part of you that, even though there is this kind of, I did describe a type of a lack of hopefulness or a loss of hopefulness, I feel that you are still maintaining this sense of like potential for new concepts and new ideas to come to you that will renew that sense of hopefulness and give you a sort of fresh start in a sort of mental clarity type of a way. And maybe you're kind of, some of you may be waiting on information to come. I'm just hearing now, for some of you, you might have made an application for a new job, or you may be waiting on, maybe you've made an application for something. It could be a job, it could be a visa, it could be some type of legal document or bureaucratic thing that you're dealing with, that you're waiting on a response from. And the response hasn't necessarily come in a timely way. And so that's maybe also adding to this sense of weariness and loss of hopefulness, in the sense that you're kind of like hanging out there, like hanging on, waiting for a sign, waiting for good news, and maybe that good news isn't coming as quickly as you want, and so it's kind of, again, just making you feel a little bit run down and a little bit like forlorn, let's say. So I've kind of covered these cards here in the foundation of the reading, and these cards down here, like this Nine of Wands is called the card of the unconscious. This is the foundation. These cards describe you and the energy in your environment. And now let's look at these upper cards here. I kind of spoke on the Star already. The Empress here at the center of the reading, crossed by the Four of Pentacles. It could also be in that same realm that I spoke of there, where you might be, there's part of you that's waiting for something. Some of you are waiting. There's a feeling here of expectancy and waiting. Some of you might actually be pregnant. That could be what some of you, if you're feeling physically and emotionally tired, you may be pregnant and you may not know it. You may also be pregnant and you may not want to be pregnant. There's other cards here that also confirm that. Some of you may decide not to continue with the pregnancy. Some of you may be in a relationship which is not necessarily feeling very healthy or solid. There's a feeling here that there could be some manipulative energy going on. I think maybe you suspect that your partner is acting out behind your back, and that could be an extramarital affair going on, or just there's something there around lack of honesty and lack of communication. I feel like there's not good communication there. There's also this King of Wands here in the reverse position as well, which could also speak about like a person either yeah, I feel like if there is this pregnancy issue going on for some of you, and it is like it's feeling a little bit unstable, and that could be what's making you feel a little bit exhausted or weary or unstable, ungrounded, because the person that you may not have known this person for very long. That might be true for some of you. For others, if this is something that you've been with your partner for some time, and whether or not you are pregnant, there could be some lack of seeing eye to eye and lack of clarity, lack of clear, honest communication, and some things going on behind your back. I'm sorry to be the one to bring this news to you. Obviously, this is not true for everyone. This is a very, very general reading. It also could go the other way too, where it could be that you are the one who's having extramarital affairs and have not been honest with your partner. The crowning card is the Devil in reverse. It's very interesting, given all those things that I've said there. It could be speaking about, again, like a lack of connection somehow. There's definitely some kind of like disconnected energy here with like Star reversed, Empress reversed, Three of Cups reversed, and the Devil all in reverse. Yeah. Let's have a look at the bottom of the deck. Three of Swords reversed, Two of Wands reversed, Five of Cups, and Six of Cups. I feel that for some of you that it says here that some of you may know that it may be that you have known for some time that you want to end your relationship, or it would be better for you to end your relationship if there's this unhealthy codependency going on, or whether you or your partner, either one of you or both of you, have an addiction that you're dealing with, that moving on from the relationship would be wise action to take. But there is some kind of sentimentality and nostalgia about your connection with this person that maybe is keeping you in the relationship, even though maybe for some time you have felt like the right thing for you to do would be to move on. It's like there's this reluctancy to make a decision, and an inability to move on and move forward, even though it feels here for some of you, again, this is a very general reading, but I'm saying very specific things here, so it's only going to be for certain people that are watching. It's like you've been reluctant to make a decision because of fear of pain, not for the pain itself, but for fear of pain. Yet you've actually been in pain for some time because of an unhealthy codependent type of relationship. There could be abuse there could be alcoholism, there could be drug addiction. But in fact, the Five of Cups here is saying that you've already experienced a loss. The relationship has not been fulfilling and healthy for quite some time, Six of Cups. But it says here that you're clutching and grasping and hanging on because of how it once felt good. But it doesn't feel good now, and it hasn't felt good for some time, I feel. But you're afraid of the pain of breaking up, but you're actually already in pain. It's not an easy time, Pisces, with this specific reading that I'm getting here. There's also the Death here at the bottom of the deck. I'll pull that out here. And it's in reverse, which is also kind of confirming what I just said there about this hesitation to make a decision and create an ending in order for you to move forward out of a difficult situation, out of an unhealthy relationship. Again, for fear of letting go, fear of missing out, fear of loss, fear of you know, having to endure alone. But actually you are kind of probably already feeling very lonely in your relationship. If all of this is going on, the loss has already experienced, and you're kind of just prolonging that sadness and that loss. Your fear of pain is unfounded because you're actually already in pain, and to actually create an ending would be a liberation from that pain, and then create the space and the opportunity for you to heal from it. Wow, that's a kind of a strong reading here, Pisces. And as I said, it's very specific messages that have been coming through. So I don't feel that it's for everyone, but there's someone watching this reading that really needs these messages. So I hope you're receiving this well. Sending lots of love. I feel like that's it for the general reading here, actually, Pisces. I'm going to go ahead now and take the Voyager deck to give your higher octave reading. So the higher octave reading is designed to give us greater insight and clarity onto what's happening on a karmic spiritual level, to help us understand how to move with grace and with dignity, and how to work with the energies that are available to us at the moment to get the most out of the opportunities that we have for growing, for learning, for healing. So while I'm shuffling, just please send your energy into the deck so I can get really clear messages for you. Ace of Cups reversed, Six of Cups, Two of Worlds reversed, Five of Wands reversed, Four of Worlds reversed, the Devil. So again, you had the Devil and the Four of Worlds at the center. Sorry, not the Devil. The Devil was at the top. But yeah, there's already a few repeating cards here. Eight of Worlds reversed, Three of Cups, Nine of Crystals, Man of Cups, Seven of Wands, the Fool reversed, Six of Wands, and Five of Crystals. Okay. There is a feeling of sadness in this spread. I'm not going to lie. The Ace of Cups at the center of the reading is in reverse, and in this deck it's called Ecstasy. So there is that feeling of like, love don't live here anymore, you know. And crossed by the Six of Cups, which in this deck is called Sorrow. So it's kind of like what I described earlier. It's like there's this maintenance of a kind of physical appearance, you know, of a relationship or of a dynamic. But I feel that the energy of the individuals has been kind of moving apart from each other for some time, and there is influence of other people in the dynamic that is hidden from one or both people in the relationship. There's two fives here, Five of Wands and Five of Crystals. So, and the five of Crystals is here with the Eight of Worlds. So we have yeah, I feel like the Five of Crystals here is saying that there may, as I said in the earlier reading with the Magician reverse there, I feel that there hasn't been really clear and honest and upfront communication for quite some time. It seems as though there's been kind of minimal sharing. That's what I feel like here. And that on your side, perhaps on both sides, but definitely on your side, you wish for that to change. You wish perhaps for some better communication, better reciprocation of sharing of feelings and understanding and like hearing each other and receiving what each other has to say. But I feel like perhaps your partner is, or if you're in a relationship, is not necessarily open. There's this feeling of like distance, like it feels like a lot of distance. You may still be living together, but I feel like there's a big distance emotionally between you. Five of Wands at the foundation. It's in reverse. In this deck, it's called oppression. So at this central axis of the reading, you've got Five of Wands reversed, oppression, Ace of Cups reversed, ecstasy, Six of Cups, and Two of Wands reversed is called reflection. I feel like this crowning card here, the Two of Worlds, it's very lunar, it's very cool, it's very like this, it's snowy mountains, it's like, it's a lot of light, but it's light bouncing off, right? So it's like, it feels like energy moving in one direction. It feels like a lack of reciprocation. There's a lack of sharing, of giving and taking. I feel like energy is going in one direction, maybe from you to your partner, but maybe your partner is not reciprocating energetically. So it's kind of, it feels kind of lonely. It feels kind of lonely. Both spreads felt kind of lonely. And now here in this quadrant, you have Three of Cups and Six of Wands, both upright. And this is kind of interesting because these cards are both very, very bright and hopeful and loving. And almost all of the other cards are kind of trying and difficult and emotional and stressful and very challenging. But in this quadrant, I feel that this is your energy saying that, you know, for you the love is still there and you're still really hopeful and you're sort of maintaining a kind of trust perhaps in the relationship. But I see this more also on a deeper level where it's like you kind of have this internal fortitude that is incredibly strong and big, and you're very trusting in the universe, and there's part of you that's kind of just sort of holding on with a lot of hope that things are going to work out right and everything's going to be okay. And of course that's actually very true. That hopefulness and that buoyancy is what will flow you through this situation with a lot of grace. Now here, as I said, you have the Four of Worlds in reverse with the Devil, and these cards were both in the reading previously and in the same positions too. Actually, the Four of Worlds was at the crossing card at the center of the reading, which was kind of the impulse that made me say perhaps some of you are pregnant and don't know it yet. Now, seeing that this card is here now in the position which is the recent past, it could suggest that the pregnancy did not go to term. And in the position of the outcome here with the Devil's play, it does. There is some hopefulness here as well. Actually, I'll take back what I said earlier about that. There is here the Man of Cups upright with the Seven of Wands upright, and in the previous reading you had here the Queen of Cups in the upright position. So you've got this masculine and feminine energy of like the characters of the tarot who have, in a sense, mastered the element of water, which is the emotional body. I feel that this is actually, I feel that these are both you actually. I feel that there's a message here about you finding a kind of balance within you in your emotional body, in your masculine and feminine, and that you have this card here as well, the Seven of Wands. It's called Courage in this deck. So I really like this diagonal axis here. These two corners are really, really positive actually. Man of Cups with the Courage, Seven of Wands, and then Three of Cups, Love, with the Six of Wands, Trust. And then Devil's play showing up here again in the reverse position. It could indicate actually that there is some kind of transition happen where your emotional strength and fortitude and your trust and love and your willpower and your courage could actually like really potentially benefit the person that you're interacting with. But more likely this is just about your own healing path actually. And also, yeah, with the Nine of Crystals here in this quadrant, I do feel like there is a specific feeling here of like really focusing in your energy in a very refined and very precise way into your own experience, so that you can feel a sense of liberation. That's like a kind of overreaching theme here of these cards, is that On one hand, there's this sense of limitation and restriction and loneliness and emotional difficulty. But what it offers you is the opportunity to break through that and experience a type of liberation by actually restoring your own energy field with yourself. So I feel like there's like there is a sort of letting go here, and it doesn't necessarily mean you will let go of your partner. If you have or do or don't have a relationship, if this is not about a relationship, just apply what you feel is relevant for you. But there's this feeling here that you actually do have the fortitude and the courage and the capacity to address, to first of all identify the situation that you're in and acknowledge it for what it is. Understand that your state of well-being is actually the responsibility of yours, and you have the courage and you will find the way to make changes necessary to transition into a new space where you can feel a sense of relief from the pressures, from the difficulties, and find a way to be more clear about what your needs are and how to address your emotional and physical well-being and take care of it, to take care of yourself, and overcome this sense of sadness and sorrow, of feeling alone and feeling distraught and distress, perhaps for some of you, in a relationship which has perhaps long been over, but in which both parties have stayed in each other's space for whatever reasons. And actually find the strength to kind of make that alchemical shift within you to transition your energy into a space where you can actually take back the energy that you've been pouring into something that has not been reciprocating to you. Let's have a look at the bottom of the deck. Child of Crystals, Temperance, the Tower, and Ten of Cups reverse. And also the Hermit, I'll take that. Again, Tower is reversed with the Ten of Cups. So there is like a little reaffirmation there of what I said in the previous reading, where I felt like you may have known for some time that there is a rather urgent pending need for some changes, some major changes and transformations, but you putting the brakes on or kind of resisting any kind of shift for whatever reasons, for fear of moving on or fear of letting go or fear of pain. It could suggest, the Tower could suggest here that there could be some type of event happening that actually causes that sort of sudden and unexpected event to occur, which can be life-changing. And given that you may have been resisting that change yourself, you might find that there could be some type of event happening that is seemingly beyond your control, but that will have that effect of actually really transforming your life. And it may not necessarily be easy. Temperance and Ten of Cups, they're both reversed. Again, I feel like there is some energy here around like accepting that you're actually in pain, and accepting that you are feeling lonely, and accepting that your home life may not be all you had dreamed of, or may not be all it was at one point. Maybe you've come from a home life where things once were really, really happy and bright and buoyant, and maybe you feel alone in your own family. You have the Hermit here in reverse. I do feel that there is sort of there is something to reconcile within you, not necessarily with someone else, but just the Temperance card in this deck. It's called Art. I don't know if you can see, the light's a bit too bright. But it's the Temperance card from the Rider-Waite deck, number 14 from the Major Arcana, and it's coming up reversed here. So it also kind of lends itself to the sensation of you kind of avoiding. It's an avoiding kind of an energy, avoiding changes, avoiding letting go, avoiding pain, avoiding loss. But as I said in the previous reading, you're already actually in pain and in loss and in disappointment and in loneliness. So making changes in your physical world to actually bring yourself to a space where you can start to actually address those things and start to heal from them. I feel that should be something that you prioritize, Pisces. And I feel that is your reading. It's kind of short and succinct and kind of intense. And as I said, it's a very specific reading. And given that these general readings are for all of the astrological sign. I don't feel that this reading is for everyone. So only take what feels like it's relevant and will help and support you on your way. Otherwise, check your sun, moon, and ascendant signs for other messages that could come through for you in other places. Pisces, that's your reading for February. Sending a lot of love. Thank you for your subscription. It was an honor and pleasure to read for you. Wishing you all the best, and I look forward to seeing you in next month's reading.